Well, I've started recording, so Demi, have you actually thought of something?
Help.
Oh my fucking god. You're helpless whenever you meet Malkavians and they just go like, Puppy!
Do you accept this, Debbie?
I mean, I would. I don't find it really offensive when a Malkavian calls me a puppy, to be honest.
You know, the other clans are gonna go like, is he really gonna let that stand?
Yeah. But if somebody else calls me a puppy, yeah, then no, I don't stand for it.
Well, first of all, you need a new neonate. Second of all, you need a new Keeper of Elysium. Third of all, you have a whole lot of dead ghouls as well. Jackalor, you will get -1 status for abandoning vital...
Zero status!
vital... vital fucking hardware to the enemy.
I'm just imagining, a meeting happening. We need the Tremere Regent. Wait, who's the Tremere Regent?
There's a...
So yeah.
You can take a look at the status list. There is someone who, as far as the city is concerned, outstatuses him in his own chantry.
Wilfred Watkins, you and your 2 status.
He was essentially the librarian. He helped a lot on figuring out what other vampires could and couldn't do. So he's kind of a central-ish figure in taking the city, because Jekyll doesn't really do people so much. So yeah, he ended up consulting a whole lot of crap, so that's reflected in his status. Like, most of this status comes from war gains, of one kind or another. The Ventru doesn't. Thorbrand, he's just essentially unkillable. And Charlie just laid a bloody swath because he's a fucking summity asshole. But yeah, in many different ways, these different people have been useful. I'll do an info dump as we start to play more thoroughly, as it comes up. Okay. So, why don't the two of you that are actually capable of communicating why don't you give me an idea how the two of you might have met and when?
I think we talked about it last week. I think we
A
first
little
started
bit.
in France,
He actually wants more of a specific kind of deal now.
Mm-hmm.
So, how do you feel about meeting way back when?
In France? Yeah.
In
Or
France?
England? England or France? Which where were you again?
I was actually kind of bouncing between the two with my Malkavian sire. I started in France.
I mean, why not have, we met once, and then on a nice little coincidence, we met another time, which was fun.
I think he's asking for a little bit more detail in this.
Well, I know that. I'm just going for you, to the basics for you right now.
Yeah, totally.
Just
Well,
the
start by
basics.
describing how your first meeting would have gone. You would have met at least 3 or 4 times throughout the centuries. In a notable way, not just in passing. As in, done something together, actually interacted or talked for a while, you know? So just try and come up with a set of things that your characters have shared at some point, you know? Epic, I will cut you, you perverted piece of shit.
Hey, Debbie. Yeah.
Let me sing you a song, little girl.
Oh, let me sing with you.
I'm
Little baby.
I'm just imagining Bergdahl going, French redhead. Oh boy. God damn it.
So, the first time we meet, we will get along fabulously.
I think I'm just gonna end the video here and delete what we filmed so far and start over.
It's a wrap.
I just keep going, assholes.
Alright, so, you come into the Prince and you're actually introducing yourself. My character has already been around for probably about a week. It's just busy going around talking to people. And when you introduce yourself as a bard, and he asks you to do a song.
And I gladly accept. I ask for any wishes, like, is there anything you specifically want to, like, hear sing?
Something that talks about the glory of Clan Ventru, of course.
So you start talking about all of the mighty awesomeness that is Clan Ventru, and then I join in, except I actually start talking about, more seriously on how they actually are great, and then we start making a little bit of a comedy duo, where you start talking some more bad shit about him in this phase.
I love it!
Epic, if you are doing that, the Ventru wouldn't love you. That contradicts your previous picks.
No, I am singing about awesome stuff about him, and I keep it up. But we end up kind of doing a bit of a comedy skit with
I do
various
the bad,
extremes.
the good, you know?
I want charisma expression or charisma performance rolls from the both of you right fucking now. And God's help you if you botch, you will have an enemy out there. The fucking both of you.
So, should I do performance or composing? Performance, right?
This
Just kind of making a new thing right on the spot.
Alright, I am eloquent, by the way, so...
eloquent applies, enchanting voice would not, but sanctity would lower difficulty by 1. Since this is about picking words carefully, to give little actual offense. This is about...
Alright, let's try it! I got 3 successes, baby!
Okay,
Demi.
so I guess I roll at a 6.
Yes.
Since I don't have sanctity or whatever.
Yes. This is purely picking your...
Oh.
Yeah, that prince isn't around. Apparently there was an anarch uprising that was swiftly squished a few months later. But some people noticed and they were not happy with that having happened.
What's going on?
They've decided to overthrow you, Bacon. It's all over.
Oh, you piece of
With my 6
shit.
successes, would I have impressed the Toreadors at least?
The Toreador just started leaving as soon as they realized what was happening, because they knew the prince was sunk.
I think I'll take that clan enmity you say.
I have no idea what's going on, but I don't like it.
I don't
First
like
time
you
me and
either.
Debbie's characters met, we basically caused an uprising.
This would have been like, I don't know, like in Norfolk, say. And then just London rolls in and smashes everything, because fuck no.
We part on very good terms.
Yeah. And then we skedaddle our own ways.
A song in the right place can make even thrones topple, Demi. Given that you already have negatives from Ventro, if you take Clan Enmity, I will give you 3 points for it, not 4. Which also lets you fit it in, coincidentally.
Yeah. You know, in my mind, in my back, seeing as how much I'm opposed to Ventru, it's like there's another voice in my mind just telling my character, "Hush, little baby, don't you cry." It's gonna be right.
So, Bacon, what we did was decide which clans might mildly like you and which clans might mildly dislike you due to how you have been acting throughout the ages. So, you have essentially 6 picks for clans that do like you and 4 for clans that for some reason dislike you. You need to come up with a general idea what has been happening to create that dislike and then give us a specific example of a time when that, actually happened. So, Epic, can you give him an example from one of yours? Too.
Sure. Here we go. With the Tremere, I have a minus, because I helped their gargoyles and experiments generally escape the Tremere. One specific is I once found a gargoyle left for dead. I then saved him. He explained what goes on with gargoyles and everything. I proceeded to dominate and stake him for a year. Came back after a year to make sure the blood bond was gone and let him free.
So, since we've done demis and epics, and since Jackalor has betrayed the party, it's your turn to start coming up with yours, Bacon.
Okay.
I suggest staggering them, much like we did with the others. So, start with 2 positive, and then switch over to a negative, positive, etc. until you're done. That way, it builds a more coherent picture, it seems.
Okay. I suppose that my own clan would be on the positive.
Okay. Keep in mind, this adds on top of all the existing biases. So, Ventru would already like you because you're essentially a Ventru and a Ventru prince, no less. This is an extra thing.
Okay.
Like a clan enmity, as an example, would be a -5. One of these minuses would be just a -1. It's a very small thing, it's more to add a bit of flavor. It's like your overall reputation, the kind of things you've been up to.
So, let's think.
You can also put more than a single one into a single clan, and you can apply this to other supernaturals, but that is if you have a very, very good reason. Most of the positives at least, should go to Camarilla clans.
Yes. Definitely. But being honest, I don't even remember all the clans.
There's a list under your city for the ones that are in town at least, like the Camarilla ones. So you can start with those.
Where? Oh,
Local. Camarilla, local, and then you have folders for each clan.
yes. Almost further. Okay. So I suppose that Venture would probably get one of those extras. I mean,
Okay.
he fought a lot for power for the clan.
Mm-hmm. And you've served as Primogen multiple times in Warzone,
Yeah.
essentially. Okay, so give us a specific situation where you have done something to essentially do the clan proud or make them pleased with you. What would be an example of thing that would be impressing them about, well, you?
we can say that during his active time on the New World, he probably just there was a city that, let's say, was controlled by La Sombra,
Okay.
and he was the responsible for uh, killing the owner of the city and a few other elders, and then he gave the city to uh, total control to his clan.
Would this be a Sabatla Sombra or a anti-tribute?
Probably a Sabbat.
Okay. Why wouldn't he have taken over the city himself?
He probably thought it was better to continue fighting, just just take one city for himself.
Okay, so this would have been before Neville claimed the city, when you were both
Yeah.
competing to see who was the better warrior, kind of a thing.
Yeah, during the
Okay.
time that they just went around killing everything that moved and saying, "Oh, I killed that guy, I'm better."
Okay, I'm gonna copy an example of how Epic wrote down his Zemitzi bit. I want you to write this into your backstory, just like 2 or 3 lines. To make sure these are noted and the reasoning behind them is noted, because we might need to look these up for flavor. Because this will affect how various NPCs might treat you. Because this is essentially your street reputation in a lot of ways.
Okay, on the inventory
Uh,
or
in,
backstory.
in the backstory.
Okay.
Okay. So, feel free to start thinking about the second positive one, and then we'll do a negative after that.
Another positive.
You know,
think that-
Bacon, you can just put all the positives into Ventru and Tordor and just have 4 negatives versus just everything called peasant in your mind.
Oh, you know me so well. I was thinking on maybe putting some of the Malkavian because they are useful peasants.
No, mostly they're trouble peasants. I can tell you that right now.
No,
Nosferatu are more useful peasants, honestly. Them and not Ventru, Tremere.
but the Tremere just. I think he won't like the Tremere too much.
It's not about who you like, it's about who likes you, though. You don't have to
Yeah.
like the people that have formed a good opinion of you.
Now I just need a good reason to the Torador to like him. Could I say that he donated some of his old artwork to a Torador museum or something like that?
I think most of your artwork would have, assuming it's stuff that you own, it would have continued through your mortal family because you were a younger son. And you mostly move around a lot. I mean, you could have donated some captured artwork, maybe. You can go with that if you make a point to just donate it to them whenever you take some as spoils.
Yeah, probably. Whenever he captured a city, he just gave them all the artwork and stuff like that.
Mm. Like, you wouldn't be capturing cities necessarily all that often. Mostly it would be raids and counter raids.
Yeah.
But, okay, and give us a specific situation. Like, who would you have taken it from? Give us a specific example of this happening.
Okay. There was any great painter on the colonial United States?
Uh, the, I don't know. It doesn't matter. Works of art would have certainly been moved over, if nothing else. They must have had a few.
Okay, so
Like, it
can
doesn't
say
have to
that.
be particularly specific, just, give us
Yeah, let's say
example of the event.
he once raided an art place that the owner was a collector of art, and he had some of very old stuff, and he decided to donate to them.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, I think I know where you could put one of the negatives, namely anarchs.
Yeah, probably. Or better saying, definitely.
So, caitiff, anarchs, bruja, that's three negatives assigned. Okay, so how about your first negative? Where do you actually want to put it?
First negative. Hmm, I would say that probably on La Sombra, because he fought a lot against the Sabbath, and usually they were the target of the raids.
Mm-hmm. So, they feel like, fuck that Ventru in particular.
Yeah, oh, that fucking Ventru that killed my child and stole my artwork, stuff like that.
Okay. And give us a specific example. What would make a Sombra foam at the mouth at the mention of your name?
Hmm. That's a good question. What would make a Sombra pissed? He could just kill out the child of one of them. Like they have the tradition of careful, carefully creating the life of them, even when they are still mortal. And he just went there and killed the guy or just captured him and ruined all the plan that the La Sombra had for decades.
Oh, so you're not just raiding them, you are fucking with them actively.
Yes.
Oh, you magnificent asshole. You have unlocked the clan enmity, La Sombra. Oh, okay. Good, next positive one then.
Just let me right here.
I think with Jackalor being derped, what we need to do here is do Bacon's things and cover the meetings between the players that are able to speak, and then do Jackalor's stuff and the kind of stuff you've done together throughout the ages. Next session, and then second half of next session we can actually play. Because we do need to do this properly. Otherwise, we're gonna end up in a crappy situation. Okay.
Another negative.
So that's the first negative we've actually covered.
Yes.
Okay, so the third positive. Holy crap, up to 9 viewers.
Third positive.
Okay, so who do you want to be liked by? Keep in mind, you can double down on these and just put several things on a single group. It's just a matter of what kind of stuff have you been doing that makes you liked or disliked.
Yeah. I'll probably later get another one on Torador, but I think that the Nosferatu would be useful.
Okay. How have you been a friend to the Nosferatu? Why do they appreciate you?
Mm. Once he helped to defend their sewers from invasions.
Well, you need to describe the general kind of behavior over a longer period of time and then give a specific example. So,
So,
do you go out of your way to defend them? They're fucking peasants.
well, you need to the peasants alive to harvest your wheat. So,
You drink blood, not wheat, and every vampire is a competitor.
yeah, that's a good point. Why would he help a Nosferatu?
Like, just as well, this could be a dislike point, and you just protect them and then claim, boons from them.
Well, we could say that he pitied them for being so ugly and deformed that he decided to help them sometimes too.
You're a tree humanity. You're a complete and utter asshole, Bacon. I don't think that's in your character.
Yes,
Like, Epic had the same problem. He wanted to be friends with the Assamites, and yeah, no, doesn't fit.
yeah,
Oh no, what I was thinking did fit. It's just that it didn't fit in the way that to be a little dick.
Yeah, like I said, it didn't fit as a bonus thing for them liking you.
Yeah.
it's hard to think my character being nice to people. Very hard.
These aren't necessarily things for being nice per se.
Yeah, that's just people valuing you or respecting you or, whatever gives them a positive opinion of you. Like when a Ventru talks about you, it's like, oh yes, that guy, he's kind of cool. Instead of, oh, that cunt.
Mm.
The majority of mine is about my morality, but even I needed to do something besides that. That Andrew respect me because I show quite a bit of initiative and competency at fixing masquerade breaches. So
And the Ventru hate them because he mouths off at them and ignores them.
We could say that he was one of the few Ventrus that were supposed that were offering their help to the Nosferatu, even though he was still asking favors in turn.
I mean, generally the Nosferatu would be protected simply because they are useful.
yeah, that tends to be how they work.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing, you have to do something that's... Well, that's not something that everyone does. Like, why do they care about you more than the other Ventru?
Mm. He could. It's valid to say that he brought. He was the one that brought crocodiles from the Nile and try to raise them on the local rivers, and they become the Nosferatu playthings and pets.
I think the Nosferatu can bring their own crocodiles. And I don't think you have any influence in the Nile to gather crocodiles in a massive emigration of crocs.
It's English. Everybody knows that the English like to go to Egypt and steal the stuff.
That came later, after your time.
Yeah,
Like,
I have no idea of something that he could do to Nosferatu. Let's try another plan.
Okay.
yeah, I don't think that really happened until the 1900s. The early 1900s.
I think it was the 1800s that people started going to the Nile and stealing shit and digging shit up. At
I
least if
remember it-
Victoria doesn't lie to me.
Yeah, I remember it being the 1900s because that's when the real craze happened with getting all of them. I do think you're right that it was happening throughout the 1800s to a degree, but it didn't get really crazy until the early 19s.
Because I know Napoleon was stealing shit, right?
Oh yeah, he's the one that started it. He got really obsessed with it, and then everyone else got obsessed with it because he brought that skull of a mummy to his wife.
So we can blame the French. How typical.
Yes, yes, you can.
Okay, Bacon, what other clan would you like to try?
Let's try the Tremere.
Okay, why do the Tremere like you?
Well, he was raiding a lot. Maybe he helped to recover some of their stolen books on the occult.
You mean you didn't keep any for yourself?
No. He returned some of them, but sadly the others he could not find on the place.
I had an idea there.
Bacon.
Maybe Bacon turned over prisoners of war over to the Tremere to make them gargoyles.
That could also work.
Demi, why are you serving this prince?
I didn't even know he was gonna become prince. I just came to kill some Sabat.
Great.
You know,
I'm so glad I put that out there.
one of the gangrel just leans in and whispers in your ear. You know, he helped people make new gargoyles only 20 years past. The three of us. As Gangrel, we could own this town, you know. All we have to do is reach out and take it. What do you say, Elder?
Deus Vult.
Bacon, from your tower, you see a banner go up in the park. What do?
And a trebuchet about to hit your fucking tower. What do?
They have a trebuchet.
I'm throwing Bruja at you. Your fucking tower. Have fun.
30 peasants. Bring on the burning oil.
Oh my fucking god! I'm imagining a riot in front of the tower just sluices open 10 floors up! A ghoul is yakking at the prince. Please, sire, this is a bad idea. Release the oil.
But yeah, sadly, it's more plausible that he would give prisoners of war to than the books that he take.
That's kind of what I was thinking. Yeah.
I mean, you can certainly hand over prisoners if you wish.
Let's
Here's free experiment.
let's say that he did not just return prisoners. He did return also some books, but he kept the valuables, so they probably liked more about the prisoners.
Well, if you're not investing into an occult library, you won't have those books at this point, but you would certainly be liked as a friend of the clan Tremere. So give us a description of a specific situation.
Usually they do experiments on which clan.
Gangrel, Zamisi, Salubri if you ever find one.
They will
Oh,
experiment on anyone. The gargoyles, that's a ritual that's been fine-tuned to those kinds of blood, but they can experiment on anyone.
They really can.
Probably he would probably give a lot of Tsimitsi to them, maybe even some powerful Tsimitsi.
Okay, and now we know why the Zamitsi also hate you.
In fact, that's a very legitimate, like, clan enmity kind of thing. This elder was one of the primary people that was giving us over to the Zamisi. I mean, the Tremere.
Oh no, that's more of a recent thing. He wasn't around when the original war was going on. This is the New World fuckery.
Oh, that's actually possibly worse.
Well, that's explained my enemy. I gave one of the child of a powerful Tsimitsi to the Tremere. He got pissed. He's my enemy now.
Potentially. I had some other things in mind for that, but sure, we can actually go with that instead. Do you still have that old flame thing? Or did you get rid
Yeah.
who
I think
would
he
that
got-
be?
Yeah, I still have no idea. I was thinking on changing it to something more plausible.
Bacon, just change old flame and enemy to clan enmity Zamitsi. It's okay.
Okay. I have no idea about how you write Simichi, but
But
these are-
DZIM, as long as you know what it means, it's fine.
it's the 4-point or a 5-point flaw.
It's a 4-point flaw, but given the fact that it's for a clan that's not normally residing in a city, yeah, there's like a 6th gen that's like, this upstart cunt.
Hey.
I mean,
That's
the
what it
not
says.
being in the city matters less to a degree with us being elders and having a long period of time. So, it'll come up.
He makes a sideways attack. There's like 500 Schlachta in the sewers hunting Nosferatu, doing a human chain to make sure there's nowhere to hide.
Then the Nosferatu's plan comes to fruition. Then the napalm is released.
So I think we already has the negative. The next negative.
No, the clan enmity is gonna be a separate thing.
Oh.
So, give me the next negative, Bacon.
Pluses and minuses are meant to be that many amounts of points of reference for us to know about your character.
Yeah,
They're not about particularly.
They do influence opinions, but it's a very small change. Clan enmity in comparison is about 5 of these negative ticks. So the Zamitsi pretty much hate you with a burning passion.
Oh, great.
Jackalor, if you ever need more gargoyles, Bacon will provide.
I think that it would be very plausible that the Gangrel don't like me because
You think?
he likes to hunt.
I mean,
I don't think that,
them
But
just
Gangrel don't really care if you like hunting or not.
you bragging in Elysium about handing 3 Zemitzi over to the Tremere for torture?
it's
That would count for Gangrel disliking you ever so slightly, because they know what that means.
Yeah, they definitely would.
yeah.
If you did
Hey.
that ever.
Yeah, I have the negative.
Okay, so describe the situation if you're going with that. A specific situation.
Okay, so he was on the Elysium, and he was. Oh, I know. He was meeting his friend. What was the name of his friend? Neville. And he was just bragging to him like, "Oh, I raided that town and I captured 5 Tzimitzi and gave all them to the Tremere." They were so happy with the healthy, uh, what healthy subjects. They say
Specimens.
that specimens. They say that one of them became a very powerful gargoyle.
You just hear a glass shatter. There's fur sprouting on the local Gangrel Primogen's face.
Hello there.
Demi, why exactly are you following me?
No, that wouldn't be Demi. That would be.
I know, but you probably heard that story.
Yeah, this would be things
Perhaps.
that people in your circle, you would be aware of these reputations for the most part. You might be unaware with the non-Camarilla groups, but yeah, something like this you would know. That would eventually get around. So that's 2 negatives and 3 positives, so 4th positive.
Okay, 4th positive.
Who's left that doesn't hate your guts?
We have the Nosferatu, the Malkavian, and the Bruja.
Well, you
Well,
need to save the
Bruja.
2 negatives for the Bruja and the Caitiff, obviously.
Yeah. So I could make the Torador like me more, or the Malkavian.
Or you could
How the-
potentially go for another group that's a different kind of supernatural if you could justify it properly. Because essentially you need to have interacted with them in order for them to even have the possibility of gotten to like you. They need to know you first. Which means that, you have to be like that one vampire that the local werewolves in several states have heard about.
Yeah. I don't think that werewolves, but maybe mages. He could have helped them sometimes.
Okay. Which type of mages?
I have no idea about the mages.
Well, there's the technocracy and the traditions. Traditions are your Kalima type assholes, generally speaking. And actually, it probably would be one group rather than. Nefandi. Fucking Nefandi. No, Jackalor, not that. But essentially, they're divided between traditions and the technocracy. Technocracy is like science, magic, and traditions are like traditional magic. And then they subdivide into individual traditions or technocratic fucking organizations.
I think that he would help the traditions.
Okay, but how would you have run into them?
Maybe his city was no. I should sometimes read the other books. I don't know exactly what problems the mages didn't have.
Mm-hmm.
Primary problem mages have is paradox.
And honestly, Bacon, the one thing they might want from you is your blood because that's a source of power for them. But if they're taking your blood, then you either have a fuck ton of blood bonds over mages, or alternatively, they want you dead now. In which case, your character would be Ash.
Yeah. And Epic, yeah, all of us has problems with Paradox. With expensive DLCs. So, mages is not the group. What other supernaturals would have on this region?
I'd really recommend more of trying to keep it to anybody you actually understand and know how you can make some use out of them.
Uh-huh.
Otherwise, this won't really matter, per se.
Yeah.
Cool Imp, we decided that the Malks like Demi because he's the puppy.
I get to
Oh.
call Demi the puppy. I am so happy.
It's like, when you see him, you just know. Aww.
Come, my bard friend. We shall howl at the moon tonight.
She's like, motherfucker, get away from me.
No, Demi, you
Maybe
can't.
later. Come with me, puppy.
Did we ever mention a specific instance of when that came into being?
No, not really.
Bacon, you can think
I will
for
make it the specific instance. I will be the specific instance.
No,
of where it all
let
started.
Demi needs to come up with one while Bacon thinks anyway.
Alright.
So Demi, tell us about an instance where the Malks really enjoyed calling you puppy.
Huh. Where did they enjoy they calling me puppy? Nah, I was thinking about if I after like a frenzy of some sorts, but that would be good.
Mental image, he walks into Elysium, 4 Malks tackle him with cries of puppy! Everyone just like open mouth, like what the fuck?
Just a question: how often do Gangrel actually go to proper Elysiums like Venture or Toreador?
As
It,
often as they want. Just
Yeah.
like any other person.
yeah, it depends on
I'm
you.
just asking a general thing, but I guess okay.
Generally, they do tend to try and, stay somewhat away from Elysium. But this is just a kind of a general thing.
Mm-hmm.
There's usually at least a gangrel or two at an Elysium quite
I
often.
could have had puppy ears for a while, and that's how it came to be.
Puppy ears are not canon, Demi.
Oh.
Yep. Go ahead, just decide a moment where all the Balkanians in a town decided to gang rape you. Yelling, puppy! Puppy!
A Malkavian girl winks at you and asks you if you like it doggy style. Oh,
Perhaps.
Just make a quick decision. It doesn't need to be anything specific. We know what they're doing. It does need to be specific. It just doesn't need just something.
I know that I know something, but still.
Demi's suffering from banality. He has writer's block.
Yeah. That's basically me.
Every time a fairy botches a glamour roll, Demi chokes.
I think I've choked way too many times so far. Got fucking damn dice today.
Roll dice once. What?
Try to follow. Oh, god damn it. Demi, come up with something.
No.
Stop
I
sucking.
know. Fuck you.
It's hard to come up with stuff.
Yes, Bacon, I know.
But this one's so easy. You literally
I'm
just need to describe where you were when Malkavians came up to you and started calling you puppy.
You know, seeing as I'm a nomadic, living, going around, I wouldn't be surprised if I was actually surrounded by, like, a pack of dogs, and the Malkavian saw me, like the little one, and called me puppy. What?
I'm just imagining Malka with his fever dream, catching glimpse of it and going, "Oh, isn't that cute? He thinks he's the big dog over there," and that just imprints it across the network. And now you're puppy. Just flash burn into every Malk's mind.
I am forever puppy.
Alright, so I guess back to Bacon.
Excuse me, I need to... Well, technically Keegan is one of the mods, so I need to check the link to see if it's verboten first without timing him out automatically. Oh. Don't push it, Keegan. Right on the edge there. Don't fucking push it.
Oh no, I know that link from a distance. Oh no, it's actually a legit picture. No, it's
Yeah, it's
legit.
not bad.
I had to check. So, Bacon, how far are we now? We're like on the fourth good one, right?
Yeah. I was trying to think a reason that the Malkavian would like him, but I don't think that he can be called puppy.
No, your nickname would be more along lines of asshole.
Yeah. Probably. Maybe Sir Asshole.
Do you really want to do that? You wish to be Sir
No.
Asshole to the Malkavian.
That's a -1 to the Malkavians. They will forever know him as Sir Asshole. Just walks into a new court. The Malkavian Primogen bows and says, "Good evening, Sir Asshole."
Are you sure that it's a negative?
Yes.
Seems a positive to me. He's being called Sir.
You can think it's a positive, Bacon, but no, it isn't. Everyone wants to be liked by the Malkavians. Demi did too for a bit. This is where he ended up.
Yeah.
Hey, I am Malkavian.
I rest my case.
I love
Fuck you.
everybody.
I mean, everybody likes a good lolly.
Shut up, pervert.
Can he be like Petty Bali?
What? What?
Okay, Bacon, explain this one very carefully.
I have no idea for clans liking him.
Even Jackalur's confused.
But no, he probably would kill Tibali when
No,
he finds
no,
him.
no, no, no,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
no. Keep going. Continue, sir asshole.
I mean, he could be all the time a servant of their demon lord. That's a
Most of them
valid
don't
one.
have a demon lord.
You may
No?
replace your humanity with Path of Evil Revelations. Just ignore Jackalor. He literally came on, then he went away, and in the meantime, while he was gone, his mic got taken hostage because he didn't guard it properly. He literally let the mic fall into enemy hands.
I need Chacalor.
Which is partly why we're not going to get to the really, really fun stuff until next time. Maybe.
Yeah, it's hard to think that why people would like him. My character is an asshole. Nobody likes him. Only the
I can think
assholes
of
like the
reasons
premiere.
people would like. Yeah, I can think of reasons people would like him.
I mean, in theory.
I'm not saying as in like him, like like him. I'm saying as in, oh, he's useful. He generally
Mhm.
keeps his word. Things like that.
Well, sir asshole, who might like you? Then we lose one intelligence just for that.
Do I have any? I do.
Huh. What happens when you have zero intelligence?
You start barking.
Oh,
People need animalism to communicate with you. Then they
So
sell you to the
that's why he-
Tremere,
I
so
have animalism. I understand you. Come on.
so that's why he's called Puppy.
Bacon, at that if he reaches zero intelligence, literally sell him to the Tremere, the gargoyle that results will be smarter.
Hey, I can say that uh, he did not, that Alan did not treat the Bruja like complete garbage, just like shitty peasants. Maybe it's a good thing.
No, it isn't. Not from the Bruja's point of view. If you squeeze them too hard, it's like he's a tyrant. If you squeeze them softly, it's like he's afraid of our might. Let's rebel.
Yeah.
I will unite this city in the flames of revolution.
I mean, Demi's already building a trap. How much do you have in craft?
Hope you're not talking to me. I don't have craft.
No, I'm talking to Demi.
Oh, 0.
Roll wits academics at 9.
Can I spend willpower?
No. Trebuchets are special beings. You cannot buy them with willpower.
Eh!
Yeah, there's a concerning frame getting built there, Bacon. It's still far from completion, but it's a mighty siege engine from the days of yore. What do?
He just goes to the frame and sits there and asks if they want help. and he says, "Oh, I fought with one of them on my time. It was a great battle."
I kind of want to capture him, and when you finally finish the trebuchet, just tie him up and throw him in the fucking ocean or something.
The problem is he would fucking survive.
Then we have a better idea. Put him in a coffin, fill it with cement, diamond chains, and close it, send it off to the ocean.
No, that is kind of stupid. You need to leave a straw to put the blood in and just keep him in cement for the rest of eternity.
Oh, yeah, that's alright.
I mean, take out the prince tower because the prince is part of the tower.
There's just this one wall. It looks like some kind of old piece of art. Anyone that looks closer and starts, feeling around it realizes, wait, they actually made this thing as part of the cement?
When there are riots in the city, you can hear him yelling at the peasants if you listen carefully. Release the hounds!
I could say that the Giovanni like him somewhat.
Okay, why?
That one's interesting.
Okay, the Giovanni, maybe he helped sometimes when fighting to protect the mortal family of a lot of Giovanni from people that was trying to capture them and use them as hostage for them to fight against Alan and the Venture.
So essentially, okay, not entirely selfless, but definitely a friendly act. So describe a specific situation for us.
Let's see. Tsimitsi, that don't like him, like all of them, captured the family of a local Giovanni and was using them to fight against him. And he fought against them, but he decided to just incapacitate them and went after the warehouse where their family was kept and freed them and just let the Giovanni that fought against him go.
Who did you incapacitate?
Like the Giovanni vampires that were sent after him with blackmail. Probably some neonates who actually cared about their mortal family. Fucking idiots.
Yeah. Caring is a weakness.
But yeah, if that
That's-
happens a couple of times, then yeah, that could definitely be a thing.
Only thing I was gonna say was it's weird that Bacon is incapping people.
I mean, maybe he would just torture them, and if they are fresh, he could just wait or wake them up.
That makes more sense. In
Yeah,
a really,
actually, yeah.
look at me, I just fucked you over. Wanna go again?
And I forgot, but we are all elders, so his blood probably can wake up a 9th gen even.
Yep.
9th gen, yes, with difficulty with multiple points. 10th and above relatively easily.
So yeah, he probably just, after saving their family, just wake them up and let them go.
That's certainly generous from someone who, for whatever reason, fought against you. I would say that might be seen as a suitably appropriate business model for future good relations.
Yeah.
So yeah, write that in. Also, that means no rations. Turn everything off, turn taxes to max. You will always have at least 4 peasants. That's what you build a treb with. Problem, mate?
None.
Okay, so that leads us to the third negative, I believe.
It's 4-4 or 8-4?
It's 6-4.
6-4.
We
Oh my God,
have.
need to think so much.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be adding any more. On top of this, 6-4 is plenty. But yes, so third negative, right? I think you've had 2 so far.
Yes.
2?
Yeah, I had the with the Gangrel and the La Sombra.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Another negative. I think negative is easier to think.
Yeah. Right, so another negative, then the 5th positive, then the last negative, and then the last positive. Right. So yes, third negative.
Yeah, Ravenous. They don't like him because always, I mean, he's from a very racist time and he did not like the gypsies. So whenever there was a caravan with Ravenous, he just expelled them from the cities that he was fighting.
Well, you probably wouldn't have had the authority to expel them.
But
That's a prince's prerogative. Or the whatever the war master is locally.
we can say that his vote on the council was always to get rid of them.
Okay, just a consistent discrimination.
Yes.
Bacon, there is a Ravnos in the city. This city. Already.
Oh. Yeah, get rid of him.
Okay, have it your way.
Wait, you're planning to get rid of the Ravnos already?
Yeah.
I mean, they're dirty mudbloods, epic. Sheesh.
These disgusting gypsies. They are worse than peasants. Peasants work for their lives. They just steal and do nothing.
I love that Bacon is the prince. Exactly the racist cunt this city needs. Okay, so give us a specific example of a situation where you expelled them.
Okay, let's go for something drastic. One of the cities that he was a Primogen, there was a vote to get rid of the Ravenous. Obviously, he supported that vote, and he was the one that offered to go there and say to them that they are not allowed on the place and see them go.
Okay, I was about to say there was more needed, and then he said he just volunteered to go and tell them to their face about it.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, this Ravnos is like next to Bacon. He's as rich as the fucking prince right now. And you're just like, nope, bye bitch. You know about that economic slump the city is about to enter?
I mean, we
now
can
know part
always
of why.
try to seize his assets, but it's a historical thing. The city failed somehow. Now we know why. Exactly.
Seize his assets. You could declare a blood hunt and just neglect to inform him, just make sure he's seized before the news reaches him and just diablerize him.
I don't think I can diabolize him. I'm already low on humanity.
You can allow someone else to do it though.
Yeah.
You could literally move forward the pawn and sweep him off the board if you wanted. You're the prince.
So what I'm hearing is encouraging another to diablerize your enemy for your own gain. Even at 3, I think that's still a bloody check, maybe. Maybe, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I mean, you didn't do it.
It's planned murder, essentially, at the very least. So it's a 2 check, I think.
I mean, if it wasn't so obviously that he wasn't a threat in general, I would see it as, you know, a non-issue. But this is just a guy hanging out that happens to be a clan you don't like.
He literally, other than Bacon, he has the money resource to be useful as fuck as well. Like the independents, a lot of them were managing to hold on here around the edges, while the Sabbat was here as well, so they're more, in some ways, more well established as well, which makes them useful.
He's just gonna give her. Okay.
This can go on 2 ways. I can seize his assets and get even richer, or he just leaves and ruins the city. I win on both occasions.
How is the city getting ruined the win condition now?
He left. My
It's all
objective was
bad.
completed. I mean, this city is ruined, but at least it's not filled with ravenous.
You know, remember that caitiff elder that could kill an entire Elysium's worth of people without blinking? You're confirming his suspicions.
Oh, good luck. Have fun.
So, your 5th positive opinion.
I love that we're having a much harder time with positive on him than on the negative.
Well,
And the negative is really bad.
we're gonna even have a tougher time with Jackalore.
Oh, God.
Yeah, the negative is so easy, but the positive, that's hard.
I was having a hard time getting the negatives. Like a really hard time.
Okay, who still doesn't hate him?
The caitiff, supposedly, for some reason, you should correct that, but you're on positive.
Yeah, so I still need to see who still can like him.
You could make the city a haven for La Sombre anti-tribune.
That's a good idea. I've thought about it before, but the Giovanni was easier. Yeah, we could say that he protected a lot of La Sombra anti-tribute that went to him, freeing from the Sabbat.
So
On
you
several
deliberately fuck with them, but you accept turncoats? Just like that, the moment they say they're turning? I don't
Oh,
buy
no.
that.
No, probably not, but yeah, it would be hard to him to differentiate.
Well, advise him, have a moment. And I'm gonna split the video.